Hello everybody. Life is getting better one day at a time. I'm all leaned back because my feet are up on the dash, managing edema, which has gotten like 75 to 80% better. I say it gets like 80+% better, but I'm back under 80. Like, it's a little swollen again, but not crazy. But I know I have to manage it. I actually showed up at 5:50 for my first day back after the psych ward at work, and one of my bosses was at the door and he's like, "Didn't you get my call?" And my heart skipped a beat. I thought he was going to tell me that they let me go, but all he was saying is the truck couldn't make it to the loading dock this morning, so my Monday shift became a Wednesday shift. So I didn't lose out on money and I went straight to DoorDashing. I was lucky that right by work there was an hour block open that turned into a 2-hour block. So in like an hour and 40 minutes I made $17.25, which, you know, I did the math earlier. After gas, it's $10 or less. Per hour. Which is why I got my part-time job. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make DoorDash money for now that goes on my Crimson card. I'm gonna make it my gas card. So I have $17.25 to buy gas. So it's like all the gas I burned to make that money is on the gas card. So I like that. When you're poor, you gotta have multiple accounts to make you feel rich. I got $7 in Venmo, so that's like my backup gas. I think that's definitely 50 miles, guaranteed 50 miles. I can go a 50-mile trip in my car, guaranteed. I totally run out of money somehow. So I'll just keep that as like a squirreled away. How many of us have $7 squirreled away for a rainy day? What else? I tried more Zen today. I guess part of the why I DoorDash was like gas and cigarettes. But I'm gonna have to do more Zen. I did a really thorough accounting yesterday in some downtime, and like, I think this pay period coming up, I told you I'd make 90, but I think it's gonna be like 125 or 115 or 125, because when you make that little in a 2-week period, AI is saying the federal government takes 0 most of the time. So, and then like the best I can do is like 450 to like just scraping 500 if they've got me like 3.5 to 4 shifts a week. Hopefully during this seasonal, like the month of Thanksgiving to Christmas, hopefully I make more than $1,000 that month, because that's like the 24th of November to the 25th of December probably. So yeah, hopefully I make like $1,250 that month net. I'm talking net numbers. That's all I care about, because I'm trying to make sure I don't run out of money, don't miss a big bill like car insurance or cell phone, and don't run out of gas money. That's why I really like the partitioning of like the money I make on DoorDash gets spent on gas. And that's how I know if I'm low on gas money, if my DoorDash Crimson card balance is like close to 0. $20 gives me like a full tank, like 75%. But like your gas mileage is really bad over like when you have a full tank, because you're carrying the weight of the fuel itself. And 20 is a round number, so I'm just going with that. Like, I go down until I'm at 1 tick, not empty. 1 tick. When I hit 1 tick, I spend $20 on gas. Brings me like 3/4 of the way full. I came up, my biggest priority for the week, like for the whole week, well, first was making it to work. And then I, like, by the grace of God, I didn't have to do work today, because the edema, like, I elevated my feet like 6+ inches above my heart. That's how you measure it, all night over my laundry bag plus 2 pillows. And that's the only thing that actually made my ankles look semi-normal. Like the draining I was doing in the evening, like 30 to 60 minutes at a time, like got it halfway better. But I was actually pretty pessimistic. I thought I was gonna have to work with slightly swollen ankles. Well, like, they do swell up, and I can feel that my ankles are weak. It's like I've been sedentary for too long, and I've gained like 30 pounds. So I think my ankles are weak. So it's like I got the psych med that causes edema. That's number one. When I told AI that, it was like, why didn't you tell me that earlier? That's obviously it. It was like salt doesn't really cause edema. It could contribute, like a high salt diet, but it's not going to cause it on its own. Same with smoking and caffeine. I was worried about that. So last night I didn't take my psych med. Well, I take 4, 5, 4. So I didn't take this one particular that causes edema, which reminds me I got to call my prescriber. But I think I'm gonna call him tomorrow because I still got to manage the edema. I pitched my tent. Yeah, so the priority after work was to find a second campsite. I figure I gotta find 3. And actually, just in case like one's taken or one road's blocked off or one's muddy, because I only have a 4-wheel drive, so if it's muddy, that's no go. So I figure I need 3. I need 3 in my repertoire or in my quiver. And this second one I found is so much flatter. The other one was flat, but it had a bunch of it was like a soccer ball, like checkered with lumps. So I don't think that was good for my back. And then I also think like there was a slight grade. So I think my edema was caused by my psych med, but also from sleeping in my car one night where I was like at a 45-degree angle or whatever, a 30-degree angle. But then sleeping last night at the campsite, which was awesome. I slept 7.5 hours. Or no, 2 nights ago. But I think I was like at I don't know, a 2-degree angle, a 3-degree angle. Tonight, there's a huge clearing I found. And then I picked the flattest freaking spot in the clearing. Like so flat, you could see where the water, like a little puddle from ages ago, had formed and dried out, and like the dirt started cracking. And it made the dirt level, like that level as the surface of water. And then I found this little, I don't know, 2-foot wide strip that I organized it so my tent was right there where I know my head's gonna go through to my feet. Like my lumbar is like in the most flat, pristine spot. I put my ground cloth down just to measure it. My ground cloth's the exact shape of my tent. I cut it like cookie cutter when I bought it to match my tent. And I moved all the pine cones and any big sticks. So tonight should be good. I got here early. It's 1:15. So I'm a camper now. Edema's scary shit. You touch your ankle and it's like someone else's ankle. And I stock groceries. I bend. So flexing the ankle is bad for edema. You can tear the muscle because it's swollen, so there's a lot more pressure when you change the angle of the joint under load. So it's I'd have to use my lower back. They're saying you have to use a deadlift motion and not a squat motion if you need to get something heavy off the floor when you have edema. But my lower back is fucked right now. I've always had lower back trouble, but sleeping in the car, I didn't tell you guys, but the first night I camped, I rolled over onto my belly just to do a little stretch. I think it's preacher pose or praying mantis to stretch my abs and my lower back a little. And this nerve that's compressed on my lumbar went spastic, and I actually couldn't move. I was moving, my leg was rocking all over the place, and I couldn't quell it. I was stuck. I think my abs were spasming and the muscle that's compressing that nerve was spasming. So anyways, I'm kind of a mess, but I'm plodding through. When I go to the grocery store, people can tell I'm homeless. I think because I'm in all this different ill-fitting clothing. A firefighter outside the library was doing a fundraiser, and he was like, "You live in the county?" And I was like, "Sort of." And I said, "I camp." And in retrospect, I'm proud of that. He thought I was a taxpayer. I used that Motel 6 good. I shaved, I washed, I put on deodorant, I brushed my teeth, I fucking flossed for the first time in 3 weeks. So this firefighter thought I was a taxpayer. Yeah, I'm happy for that, but it was a weird feeling. It's settling in. I am gonna try to be one of the best dressed, most laundered, most shaven homeless person that you can find. And I'm not even sure it's fair to call me homeless since I have outdoor skills. I just don't have an address. If I didn't have a car, I'd be on the street or stuck in the woods without water. So I'd just be in the system. Or at the mercy. I heard like a motor. Thought someone might be driving up the road. I didn't ask about this particular road this time because it's pretty close to some facilities, like a big outdoor school and some mountain biking trails, so I wanted something that wasn't like 10 two-wheel drive, four-door sedan. I don't want to be driving over bumpy, stony forest roads, so I tried to get as deep in as I could on paved roads. I'm only 5 minutes from a paved road on, again, a bumpy, stony, but it's 5 instead of 10. I think my net commute went up by like it was like, call it 10 minutes, shy of 10 minutes. So, but this campground is easily twice as good. The only downside is the clearing is so pure and ample that if I get here early like I am now, I said it already, 1:20 now, it's like way too hot to go lay down. I suppose that's gonna change here real quick. I did check the overnight lows for November, December in my area, and alright, I think I should stop talking. I get paranoid easily, but I'm probably disturbing the peace. So I'll check you guys later.